Hello, welcome to Tutorial Man 51's videos. This is Adobe After Effects CS5, forgive me for that mistake. We're here to show you the workflow and keyboard shortcuts so you could get on your way to animating and stylizing your creative movies.
So I'm here helping out John, and first thing, obviously we're gonna make a new project.
And the shortcut for that is
Command N.
Command N. And if you're on a Windows PC computer, then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and look at your keyboard, and you're going to want to hit that button that says CTRL.
Yeah,
hold that down. A common mistake is people don't hold it down; they just click it. Hold it down and press N.
The next thing we want to do is make a new composition. You press Command N. Command N. These are variable. You could choose with 1920, but it's not in the 1920s. 1080, it's not actually a 1080 like in snowboarding.
A skateboarding flip.
Yeah, it's impossible.
But you can animate movies from the 1920s, and you can animate skateboarders doing 1080s in the middle of the air. Yeah. That's the beauty of After Effects.
Yeah, you learn that even before the fact, even though it's After Effects.
Absolutely.
So we have a new composition here. So one of the great keyboard shortcuts is G. Usually think the pen tool is P, but in After Effects it's G.
It's definitely one of the greatest shortcuts. It's one of the better shortcuts. One of the classic shortcuts that we always refer to as, artists.
It's really great because the G actually stands for guiding you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna click I clicked one point earlier. Absolutely. I'm clicking another point now. Then you're gonna drag. It's going to create this half of a circle, but then you click another point. You're going to really finish that circle up. Always remember, with the pen tool, you can always adjust these points. You don't need to be perfect.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as perfection.
Absolutely.
Is what my art teacher told me.
My art teacher always told me, if you don't know what you're doing, then you're doing art. So, I mean, just as long as you're doing, you don't know what you're doing.
Sounds like you had a good teacher. And, there's a button, it's called V, and this is going to help you drag different points.
Yes.
As you see, I'm dragging this, and I'm also doing another shortcut holding Shift.
Okay, Shift, and Shift is also on your keyboard, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, it's on Mac and PC. It's one of the only ones.
It's something they have in common, and there's not many things they have in common.
There's a lot of arguments that
including stock option. Now, we won't get into that.
Yeah, we wouldn't. That'd be a bigger discussion.
That's something else. I mean,
so I'm just adjusting these points. I'm trying to create a water droplet, but from the sideways view of the water droplet.
It's if you turn your head, it's how water looks.
And we're gonna use the rotate tool.
What's the shortcut for that?
W.
The W button or the W?
The right tool is the rotate tool.
Now, can I say these shortcuts and they'll do it, or do I have to click it on my keyboard?
No, you actually have to click it on your
Important distinction.
keyboard.
I had a student that would just say the shortcuts out loud. Nothing would happen.
He's just trying to take shortcuts. So you're using the rotate tool. Now you can see that I'm rotating this object that we've just created.
Well, I mean, why are you doing that?
G pen. Well, I'm trying to revolve around all the tools of After Effects. Okay. And I thought I'd present a metaphor and let people interpret it for themselves.
I mean, I understand that.
Because After Effects is also an art program and not only just an effect program. So now that we have this, we're going to move this.
Kind of looks like a whale in a type of way, right?
Yeah, well, it's open to interpretation. That's how art is.
One thing about my art, it's not open to interpretation. And we'll let our art do the speaking at the end of the day.
So, this art speaks in different ways. We're going to press this button. We set a keyframe. We're going to go and have 120 frames, I don't want to be framed for this, but you just go 20 frames ahead.
And we're not talking about, going to jail or anything like that. We're talking about frames.
Keyframes.
Keyframes. Yeah. They're almost like, little slides of your animation. What have you.
So, you set another point of the keyframe, and there's actually no shortcut to this. You actually have to manually move this.
Absolutely.
Oh, wrong direction, but don't worry. You can move it in the right direction.
And there's some things in life, you just don't have shortcuts for them.
Yeah.
There's just some things that you just got to do it the long, hard grind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
After Effects correlates with real life.
Absolutely. Marriage, there's no shortcut.
Yeah.
I've been married to my wife for maybe, what, 2 months?
2 months?
It's been difficult, you know what I'm saying? But you just gotta go through...
It's just like that. It's hard to start.
Yeah. And
to the marriage...
Absolutely.
The same way it's hard to start in After Effects.
And the cool thing about After Effects is, my marriage isn't very animated, so...
when you start out in After Effects, it's not really animated either. So as you can see, I'm going to play this from the beginning. There's a shortcut. It's called FN left, which is shortcut for the beginning of it. You press space. Look at the droplet.
It's almost like a whale moving across the canvas.
Yeah. And also, you can end your selection. You want to know how you do this? You press N. It's pretty...
My major concern with After Effects is, what's the point?
Well, it's trying to take the everyday things in life and make them animated.
Okay.
In real life, things are boring, like your marriage. But when you animate them, it kind of freshens them up.
Isn't everything animated in real life, though? Just not pictures?
See, I'm using animated in a metaphor. It actually has a double meaning.
Okay.
But that's animated in a different way. But in the way I'm saying animated is in a happy way.
What's the shortcut to do the green screen? What's the shortcut?
Alright, well the first thing you gotta do is you go to layer.
But what's a shortcut?
Oh, alright, shortcut is Command Y.
Alright.
Okay. Then you press color. Go to green.
Is there a shortcut for the color green?
No, you actually have to memorize the hex code. Press OK. Press OK. You actually have a green screen now.
Okay. Alright, and that's all it is, really.
Yep.